Okay, good morning, YouTube. It's Kev here, back again from the Kev Baker Show. I hope you're all doing well out there, raring to go for another day of madness and mystery. And it's, one of the hottest topics on the internet for a number of months now has been Antarctica. Antarctica. I hate saying that word, right? The South Pole. And there's been so much speculation about what's been going on down there, all these world leaders going down to check the place out. And today, some major breaking news. And you have to pardon the pun because we have just had a 1 trillion ton iceberg snaps off Antarctica, scientists say. Now, the breakaway iceberg, more than a quarter of the size of Wales, huge thing, changes the landscape of the peninsula forever. Now, I'll just read this here, it's only small. A 1 trillion ton iceberg has broken off the West Antarctic ice shelf. Scientists monitoring the growing crack have revealed the 2,200 square mile section of the Larsen C ice shelf snapped off between Monday and today, which is Wednesday, the team at Swansea University said. While such cracks happen periodically, experts are also watching to see whether the process has been affected by climate change. You can be sure they will use this to ram climate change down our throats, all in an attempt to make us pay for what? The climate changing? It always changes. And it says here researchers at the university had warned in June that the vast iceberg was hanging by a thread, was close to breaking off. The final Calvin was detected in data from NASA's Aqua Modus satellite instrument. The breakaway iceberg, more than a quarter of the size of Wales, changes the landscape of the peninsula forever. Now, there's so much speculation about what is going on down in Antarctica. We had Buzz Aldrin going down there. He had to be air vac'd out because he was taken ill at the time. There was a rumour and a tweet that was allegedly actually attributed to Buzz at the time, talking about pyramids. Now, turned out that was a fake tweet. However, just take a look at this here. And this here is a picture of some of the alleged pyramid structures that do exist down at the South Pole. And it's climate change perhaps that is starting to reveal some of the ancient structures that are down there. We could literally be looking at the site of Atlantis, and I don't say that lightly. I really don't. The ancient world was a very different place than we know, and Antarctica on ancient maps seems to have been very well mapped out. Doesn't seem to be the same way as we certainly see it now. And it could well be that the ice is receding and secrets are being revealed. Now, one source of information I would certainly point you to on this subject would be this guy here, Joseph Farrell. Now, he was on Dark Journalist just recently, and he gets into the fact that Admiral Byrd mission, where he went down there and ended up allegedly fighting with Nazi saucers. Are we talking about some Nazi base down there? And with 1 trillion ton icebergs snapping off, this may well reveal even more. Could we even be looking at some kind of timed release of the information? Are the elites about to actually reveal this ancient civilization that were down on the South Pole? Could that be the game at play here? Now, Dr. Farrell also gets into the fact, yes, the Nazis were down there, flying discs in Antarctica, the Nazi obsessions with the mystical Aryan fatherland, and also a JFK connection as well. And like I say, that's on Dark Journalist. I don't want to steal Dr. Farrell's research and tell you all about it here. I'd really rather you go and get it from him. I'm trying to line up a very big guest indeed that is very knowledgeable on this subject, and hopefully in the next couple of months we'll be able to tell you more about that. But what do you think is going on down at the South Pole? I mean, is this really Atlantis. I mean, that to me is pyramids. I mean, and then you got these pyramids all around the world. Is it the case that when this cataclysm hit Atlantis, these people, these beings that were there, they spread out? They were obviously a seafaring civilization with high technology. Being on an island, you would expect they can probably sail away. Did some of them go to Egypt? Did they help build pyramids there? Did some go to Mexico? Is that why we see pyramids there? China? Bosnia? Is this remnants of the Atlantean civilization? Are we talking giants? Are we talking Nazi bases with flying saucers? Is that what's been uncovered? Remember, old rubbery face, John Kerry. Get it up here, John Kerry, South Pole. There we go. He went down there. Why is it all of these world leaders are so interested in going down there? Here we see it here, big rubbery dish. There he is. Why is the South Pole of such great interest to world leaders right now? And of course, we have which you see this, Saturn monument. Hopefully we can bring it up. It's not there just now, but there's actually a monument at the South Pole, which actually, in fact, South Pole, I'll try. You have to see this. It was Scotty Lopez. South Pole, no. He was showing me it. Oh, now I feel a bit daft that I can't find it. There it is, there it is, there. There it is, yeah. This is a monument that's down there at the South Pole. What's that all about? Anyway, guys, you can tell me what you think, but I think with this breaking off, we are set to see more ancient structures, possibly some Nazi bases. We had Doc Miller, Richard Allen Miller on Freaky Friday, often telling us about his trip to the South Pole, the bases that are down there. Did the Nazis, did they have that secret base? Did they know that there was an ancient civilization or ancient structures below the ice? Technology there, perhaps? And I don't say that lightly, because the Nazis, they did travel the world. They went to the Himalayas. They were desperately seeking out all the ancient technology that may exist. Of course, probably in an attempt to weaponize it. You know, did that lead to things like the Nazi bell that Dr. Joseph Farrell speaks of at depth? Could well be that there's flying saucers under the ice down at the South Pole. And when you see Trillion Ton icebergs snapping off, I'm not doubting it's snapped off, but is this now part of a disclosure coming up? Oh, all good things, folks. And tonight I'll be asking Anthony Patch at the top of the show, before we get into all of the AI and quantum computing material that we cover in depth on the show. I'll be asking him his thoughts on Antarctica. Remember, you can find his work over at anthonypatch.com. And of course, the website isn't loading up right now. Why? There we go. There we go. Don't forget to check out Entangled e-magazine. Anthony Patch, myself, and so many others contributing to what is really a deep, in-depth source of information and everything you need to know as we march into this crazy and brave new world that the elites have planned for us. So tonight, 11 p.m. in the UK, 6 p.m. on the East Coast, 3 p.m. on the West Coast, I'll be live with Johnny Whistles and Anthony Patch. And don't forget, check out the website, kevbakershow.com. You'll find most of the shows on there. A lot of articles that I've done on a lot of the woo, a lot of the stuff going on in the world. I think you'll like it. Check it out. Spread the word. We want you to tell everyone you know about the show. We're growing right now at the moment at a huge rate, and I want to keep that going for all of you out there. So remember, my thoughts on Antarctica, I honestly think we're looking at some kind of timed disclosure event coming up. Secrets been revealed. They'll obviously use it for climate change as well. You know that. Al Gore will be trying to get his big fat face plastered all over the media, but it's these pyramids that we can't get away from, and I'll try and get back to the pyramids. Anyway, I showed you them earlier on. You did see them. Old rubbery dish there. There he is. He was probably looking at the pyramids as well. Look at that. Come on, guys. What is below the ice down there? You know, you can see the Great Pyramid there, side by side with another one here. Pyramids on Mars as well, of course. What is it with these pyramids? Why are they everywhere? Something very strange. This way comes. Antarctic Ice Shelf scientists monitoring the growing crack have revealed the 2,200 square mile section of the Larsen C Ice Shelf snapped off between Monday, down to check the place out, and today some major breaking news. And you have to pardon the pun, because we have just had a 1 trillion ton iceberg snaps off Antarctica, scientists say. Now, the breakaway iceberg, more than a quarter of the size of Wales, huge thing, changes the landscape of the peninsula forever. Now, I'll just read this here, it's only small. A 1 trillion ton iceberg has broken off the West internet for a number of months now. Has been Antarctica. Antarctica. I hate saying that word, right? The South Pole. And there's been so much speculation about what's been going on down there. All these world leaders going down. Okay, good morning, YouTube. It's Kev here. Back again from the Kev Baker Show. I hope you're all doing well out there. Raring to go for another day of madness and mystery. And it's, you know, one of the hottest topics on